Have you ever opened your phone feeling okay, and 10 minutes later you suddenly feel like your life is not enough? That was me, over and over again. Today, I want to be very honest about jealousy, comparison, and social media, and what I learned the hard way. My name is Aid, and welcome back to the Real Talk and Reflection. There have been seasons where my life is very full. Nappies, feeds, work, responsibilities. And yet, somehow, a small app on my phone could make me feel like I was doing absolutely nothing with my life. I would scroll and see people traveling, perfect bodies after babies, business wins, aesthetic homes, couples that look like they never argue. And even though I knew it was just a small part of their story, something in me started to whisper, "You're behind. You're not doing enough. Your life is not that exciting." So in this video, I want to share what that did to me, the ugly feelings I don't like to admit, and the lessons I'm learning about jealousy and comparison. There was a time I followed a lot of women who seemed to have everything I thought I wanted. Their bodies snapped back after pregnancy. Their careers were moving fast. Their homes were always spotless. They posted flowers from their husbands, cute date nights, brand deals, all of it. Sometimes I would watch their stories while sitting in my living room, wearing the same t-shirt from yesterday, toys everywhere, my hair not done, feeling exhausted. And I would feel this tightness in my chest. It wasn't just admiration. It was that uncomfortable mix of, wow, good for her, and why not me? I didn't want to call it jealousy. I told myself, no, I'm just inspired. But if I was truly inspired, why did I feel worse about myself afterwards? Why did I close the app and suddenly feel like my own life was small? One thing I had to learn was to be honest with myself about what I was feeling. Sometimes it really was inspiration. I saw something and thought, I can grow, I can learn. This motivates me. But other times it was jealousy and comparison. Jealousy sounded like, she doesn't even work as hard as I do. How is she there already? If I didn't have kids, maybe I would be at her level. Her life is so easy compared to mine. Comparison sounded like, look at your body. Now look at hers. Look at your house. Now look at hers. Look at your progress. Now look at hers. Those thoughts weren't harmless. They were slowly poisoning how I saw myself, my marriage, my children, and even my relationship with God. I started to notice some scary things. I became less grateful. Things I used to be thankful for started to feel normal and boring. I became more impatient with my journey. I wanted results quickly. I felt like I was always late. I became distracted. Instead of focusing on what was in my hands, I was obsessed with watching what was in someone else's hands. I became harsher on my body. I forgot I had carried babies, gone through pregnancy and postpartum, and I judged myself against women in completely different seasons and situations. And slowly, I realized, social media wasn't the problem by itself. My heart while using it was. I want to share a few hard truths I had to face. You can't compare your behind the scenes to someone's highlight reel. What I see is 15 seconds of a day they carefully chose. I don't see their arguments, their tears, their insecurities, or their messy kitchen off camera. But my brain was treating that small clip like the full story. Jealousy is often a signal, not just a sin. When I felt jealous, sometimes it pointed to a desire I was ignoring. For example, if I felt jealous of someone prioritizing self-care, it revealed that I actually missed taking care of myself. Instead of hating her, I needed to ask, what is this feeling showing me about what I want or need? Comparison makes you blind to your own blessings. The moment I stared too long at someone else's plate, my own plate started to look empty, even when it was full. My family, my growth, my journey, they didn't change. Only my focus did. I didn't overcome this by just praying, Lord, remove comparison. and then continuing to scroll the same way. I had to change some habits. I unfollowed or muted accounts that stirred up constant comparison. Not because they were bad people, but because I wasn't in a healthy place. Protecting my heart is more important than keeping up online. I set limits on my scrolling time. No more waking up and immediately checking other people's lives before I even check in with my own. I try to have a quiet moment, pray, or just breathe before I go online. I started celebrating people out loud. When jealousy showed up, I would choose to leave a kind comment, like, or say, "Well done." Sometimes my heart wasn't there yet, but my actions helped shift my mindset. I deliberately practiced gratitude for my own life. After seeing something online, I would pause and list 3 things I genuinely appreciate about my season. It sounds simple, but it helped me remember. My life is not small. It's just different. Now I see social media as a tool, not a mirror. It can show possibilities. It can connect me to women I never meet in real life. It can teach, encourage, and inspire. But it is not the place I go to measure my worth. My value as a woman, wife, mum, daughter of God, is not sitting in an app waiting for likes, views, or validation. If I lose myself trying to keep up with people who don't even know me, that's too high a price to pay. If you're watching this and you secretly feel jealous or always comparing yourself when you scroll, I want you to know, you're not a bad person. You're human, but you don't have to stay in that place. Ask yourself, who am I becoming when I use social media like this? What feelings keep showing up after I close the app? What tiny changes can I make to protect my peace? It might be one unfollow. It might be taking a weekend off Instagram. It might be deciding to stop checking your phone first thing in the morning. Small changes can shift your heart in big ways. I want to leave you with a few questions to think about. And if you're comfortable, share in the comments so we can learn from each other. 1. What kind of content makes you feel small? And what kind of content makes you feel encouraged? 2. Is there one account you need to mute or unfollow for the sake of your mental and emotional health? 3. What is one thing about your life right now that you would miss deeply if it was gone? Thank you for watching this episode of The Real Talk and Reflection. If this resonated with you, please like the video so it can reach more people, share it with someone who struggles with comparison, and subscribe for more honest conversations about life, womanhood, and growth. Remember, your life is not less because it doesn't look like someone else's online. Your story is still worthy, even when it's not aesthetic.